What is up, everyone? Matt back for another Who Are They Real Review. And before I get into the actual review, I just want to put a little bit of a warning out there, just a little bit of a warning. There's a lot, and I mean a lot of Nordic names in this. So if I massacre them, I apologize. But with that, I guess that should be the sign that I'm finally going to talk about The Northman. That's right, the latest Robert Eggers film. It's his third film. His first one was The Witch, starring Anya Taylor-Joy. Second one was The Lighthouse, starring Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson. And so with those two films, you already got two pretty strong films to start him off as a filmmaker. And when you get into an epic like this, um, let's just say he's got three films. I really dug The Northman. It is smart. It makes you think a bit, and it's incredibly witty. And because of that, you just are immersed in this epic tale of revenge and love and passion, and it's just so beautiful, and you don't want to look away from the screen. It's shot beautifully, which should be expected. um but it's time to massacre some names. So Alexander Skarsgård plays Amleth, the son of King Warraven. We're just gonna call him King Warraven because I'm not even gonna attempt to say his first name. Um and the young Amleth sees his father die at the hands of his uncle. And it's very Lion King, Hamlet esque in the way of now he's running off and he swears he'll come back and avenge his father and save his mother, who he saw being taken by his uncle as his own when he was escaping, and redeem his name. So, fast forward a few years, we now have Alexander Skarsgård's Amleth, and it was just incredible. The opening action scene with the older Amleth, played by Alexander Skarsgård, is just breathtaking. The camera motions, the one shot nature of it, along with how brutal and bloody it was, it captures your attention. Now, with that being said, something I want to keep in mind for the casual viewer is don't let marketing fool you. Marketing is a tool. It is supposed to get you in the theater. With that being said, if you are coming into this film looking for a non-stop action flick, like the marketing somewhat sold it as, that first trailer, which is on a lot of people's minds, sold it as, this is not the movie for you. If you're looking for a tale on revenge, growth as a person, love, and some lull and lag and drag, for lack of a better term, uh, you'll dig this. I really liked the story they told. I do want to say Skarsgård, uh, Claes Bang, Ethan Hawke, Anya Taylor-Joy, Nicole Kidman, all of them do a fantastic job. And I think that speaks to the direction of Robert Eggers, because the way he's able to pull these performances out of people is just astonishing. Um, Willem Dafoe, great in the small bit that he's in. He's funny. He steals the show. I wish there was more of him, but ultimately it made sense. This film is somewhat of a fantasy in certain regards, but ultimately it respects the culture that it's taking on, and then it is a period piece. I didn't want to look away, especially when you're following this journey of destiny and who you're supposed to be, which we get with Amleth. And that just was incredible. Skarsgård is able to capture being a man chose between destiny and what he wants. And that alone is just enough to keep you in the seat and watching and waiting and seeing how everything plays out. When he falls for Olga, Olga of the Birch Forest, excuse me, played by Anya Taylor-Joy, that's the moment where it's like, all right, he's gonna have to choose between this path of revenge or this woman he loves. And that was really interesting and cool, and I love that. I really do. So between that, the wanting to avenge his father for dying at his uncle's hands, to wanting to save his mother, this story just knows how to capture you. There's some twists and turns along the way. I don't want to spoil them, but it's just incredible how a director is able to not only direct this, but he's also one of the writers on the film. If I'm going to rate this film, it's a strong 4 out of 5 for me. 4 out of 5 reels. There were times during that lag and lull that it did lag a little too much for me, but it was still nice to look at overall. A couple times the effects were meh, but it's not really an effects-driven film. But ultimately, the performances and the story are what really drive this film forward. And that's cool to me. I will definitely be willing to check this out again. It's probably my top 5 for this year so far. Granted, the year's still young. But what do you think? The Northman, what do you think? It's in theaters tonight or tomorrow or already, depending on when you're watching this. So before I sign off, once again, next weekend, Fan Expo Cleveland, formerly was World Comic Con. Tickets start at $37 for adults and $12 for kids. All these wonderful characters will be on screen. That's right. Kevin Smith, William Shatner, Jason Mewes, Mark Shepard, Ron Perlman, Katie Sackhoff, Roger Bumpus, Sean Shamel, Billy West, Christopher Sabat, and so many others are going to be there. So be sure to, if you're in the Cleveland area or near the Cleveland area, come check that out. It's a really good time. I've been to the former Wizard World Comic Cons. Always had that. Be on the lookout for a preview episode of all this from myself and Nick. And yeah, but with that, remember to like, subscribe, and follow everything we do over here on Watt Real Entertainment. It's a fun time. I love doing these reviews. And this was the Northman review. So signing off, I am Matt, and this was another Who Are They Real review.